During these early days, it might not feel like there's much of a schedule, and because your baby is so little, sleep training isn't going to be effective and it's not recommended during this period. But that doesn't mean that you can't establish good habits right now. Avoiding day-night confusion. Since babies have spent about 40 weeks in the dark, most of them are born with day-night confusion. They don't know that night is for consolidated sleep and day is for awake time yet. You might have to help them get on the right track so that you don't become nocturnal for the next few months. During awake times, keep your baby in a bright room. Take them on a walk, get out into the sun. Stimulate your baby by reading, talking, and playing with him. Try not to let him fall asleep during feedings. During the night, try to keep the room as dark as possible during feeding so he knows it's not time to party. Keep talking and playing to a minimum and don't stimulate him too much if possible. Return him to his sleep space as soon as the feeding is over. It might take a little while for him to get used to this new world of days and nights, and he probably won't start sleeping through the night, not this young at least. But it should help establish good patterns. The 5 S's. The 5 S's, as coined by Dr. Harvey Karp, are going to be life-saving for the newborn days. People have been doing these steps for years, but calling them the 5 S's is an easy way to remember them, especially in your sleep-deprived state. The rationale behind them is that they help babies feel comfortable and remind them of the womb. The first is swaddle. You can use a blanket or a swaddle specifically designed for easy use. Babies like to be snug and secure, and swaddling can help contain the Moro reflex, where babies suddenly jerk their arms up in the air. The second is side or stomach position. This does not mean babies should be put on their side or stomach to sleep, but rather to hold them on their sides. Your baby will be facing away from you in this position. This might feel kind of odd at first, but it helps them calm down. The next is shush. The womb is not a very quiet place. Your baby heard a constant shushing sound while inside from all that amniotic fluid and blood flow, kind of like a vacuum cleaner, but even louder. Shushing will help him feel more comfortable. Consider buying a white noise machine too. After all, you can't shush all night. We recommend the Yoga Sleep Dome Uno white noise machine. We recommend this machine because it uses a fan spinning to produce a very natural white noise sound as opposed to a pre-recorded digital sound. The fourth S is swing. This isn't a slow swing like you might imagine it to be. Your little one was moving and grooving all day and night in the womb, so they aren't used to being held still. The swing step is all about making your motions fast and small. To do this movement, be sure to support his head and neck. Keep the motions no more than an inch back and forth. Finally, the last S is suck. As new parents probably know, sucking is extremely comforting to babies. This is a reason why a lot of babies will fall asleep while eating or love to be breastfed for comfort. In order for you to get the sleep that you need, you won't want to be spending the whole night with a baby at your boob. And for those that aren't nursing, your baby needs a way to be comforted too. Using a pacifier is a great way to help calm your baby and is known to reduce the risk of SIDS. There's a misconception that using a pacifier will interfere with breastfeeding, but more recent research has proved that this is actually false. You can start using a pacifier right away. Some babies just don't take a pacifier, and that's okay. For this step, you could also offer your finger for your baby to suck on. Breast or bottle decisions. We aren't here to tell you what to do because when it comes to your baby, you ultimately know what's best. How you're going to feed your baby is a big part of newborn life, whether that's through breastfeeding or bottle feeding. Although experts recommend breastfeeding for the first year of your baby's life, we don't believe that one is necessarily better than the other. We're just here to give you the facts, and you can decide what works best. These are some benefits to breastfeeding. Helps prevent sickness, can prevent allergies, may help prevent SIDS, affordability, and convenience. While pretty much every doctor is going to tell you that breastfeeding is the ideal way to feed your baby, there are some drawbacks and difficulties that may arise. Adoptive parents don't have the option, and it's not feasible for every mom for a variety of reasons. Some benefits to formula feeding include feedings can be done by anyone. Partners can take on night feedings. Babies sometimes sleep longer stretches, and moms do not have to alter their diet. While formula is convenient for many families and offers your baby all the nutrients he needs, it will likely cost more money in the long run. Formula and bottles will have to be packed for outings as well. There are pros and cons to both, but having a game plan can make newborn life a bit easier. Try to be flexible. Things that you weren't expecting may arise and throw a wrench in the mix. No one knows your baby better than you do. The choice is yours. Back to work plan. Many parents will have to re-enter the workforce during this period. That's right. Cue the tears now. It's going to be hard to leave your little one no matter what, but it will be easier if you have a plan. Moms, if you're breastfeeding, you're going to have to pump at work. In the US, employers must give you time and a place to express. But pumping at work has its downfalls. There are a lot of supplies that you have to pack every day, and it can take a lot of time. Have a childcare plan set in place. Do a trial run before your first day back at work so that you don't get lost, know what time to leave, and start getting into the habit of your new routine. Try returning gradually. If your workplace will let you do it, consider starting part-time or working from home part-time. Also be patient with yourself. Having a baby is a huge transition for your family, and there will probably be days that are really hard. You can do this. Here are some things to consider. Working parents, do you have a plan for when or if you'll go back to work? Describe the stress you feel incorporating parenthood into your life. What outside influences are pressuring your decision-making? I hope this video brings you one step closer to a good night's sleep. Remember to like, subscribe, and share our channel so all parents can have access to the free baby sleep training course.